Hello students, welcome back. This is our second part of this lesson, and we are going to see the what is I told you actually to do the activity, and many of the students have already started the activity, and I hope that you will very soon you're going to send me this video where I need to see you as well and your experiment also. So today we are going to learn about what is isotonic solution. I have given you this activity to do, and let us talk about what is isotonic solution, what is hypotonic solution, and what is hypertonic solution. So in a isotonic solution, let's again revise that medium outside and inside of the cell has same proportion of water, and water does not go in or out. So even there is no movement of water when a cell is kept in the isotonic solution. All right. So let us talk about the second, which is hypotonic solution. So cell has less water than outside medium, so water enters the cell. Because cell has less water than outside medium, so water enters the cell. This is called as endosmosis. Again, we have discussed also what is endosmosis. If a cell takes in something inside, that is called as endosmosis. An example is if raisins are kept in water, after some time they swell and become turgid, matlab fooly, right? Where is spongy it will become. And hypotonic solution means what? So the cell more than the outside medium, so water comes out of the cell. For example, when fruit pieces are kept in thick saturated sugar solution, the water from the fruit pieces enter the sugar solution. So it basically shrinks because the outside water is less. So this what we say, the raisin will leave water from them. So the fruit pieces shrinks after a while. So obviously, because the hypotonic solution means what? The outside water is less. In hypotonic solution, the cell has less water. So the outside medium has more water. And isotonic solution, the water is same even in and even out of the cell. Alright. Again I repeat, आइसोटोनिक सोल्यूशन में क्या होता है कि जो सेल है उसके अंदर का जो पानी है वो बाहर नहीं जाता और बाहर का पानी अंदर नहीं आता, बिकॉज जो लेवल है, द अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर है, वो दोनों जगह सेम है. हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन में क्या होता है कि सेल के बाहर का जो पानी है वो क्या होता है, लेस होता है, सॉरी ज़्यादा होता है. तो क्या होता है कि सेल हैज़ लेस वाटर इन देम देन आउटसाइड. तो दे जस्ट सेल क्या करेगा, अपने अंदर पानी खींच लेगा, बिकॉज सेल के अंदर पानी कम है. तो सेल क्या करेगा, पानी अंदर ले लेगा, विच इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज एंडोस्मोसिस. एंड हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन में क्या होता है कि जो सेल है उसके अंदर का जो पानी है वो बाहर चला जाता है. ऐसा क्यों होता है? बिकॉज बाहर पानी कम होता है. हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन में पानी बाहर ज़्यादा था. ऑल राइट. सो हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन में क्या होता है, जो फ्रूट के पीसेस होते हैं, जो भी आपने फ्रूट डाला हो, वो श्रिंक हो जाता है. सो इफ़ अ प्लांट सेल और एनिमल सेल इज केप्ट इन हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन, हाइपर जहाँ पे बाहर जो पानी है वो क्या होता है, कम होता है, ज़्यादा होता है, कम होता है या ज़्यादा होता है. अगेन, so the cell has more water than the outside. All right. Cell has more water than the outside. तो बाहर क्या होगा, कम पानी होगा, right? So that is why cell के अंदर का पानी बाहर चला जाता है. So that is why if a plant cell or animal cell is kept in the hypotonic solution, it is going to shrink. And जब बाहर जाता है पानी सेल से तो it exit, right? So that is why it is called as exosmosis. What is osmosis? The movement of water from higher concentration to lower concentration. So that is why it is called as exoosmosis. And there is contraction of cytoplasm, and this process is called as plasmolysis. When the cytoplasm shrinks, जब cytoplasm shrink हो जाता है, यानी कि वो सिकुड़ जाता है क्योंकि पानी बाहर निकल गया है, तो इस प्रोसेस को हम प्लाज्मोलाइसिस कहते हैं. नाउ अब लेट्स टॉक अबाउट साइटोप्लाज्म. हम जिसके बारे में इतना ज़्यादा बात कर रहे थे, व्हाट इज साइटोप्लाज्म. तो साइटोप्लाज्म क्या होता है, इट इज़ जस्ट अ फ्लूइड बिटवीन प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन एंड द न्यूक्लियस, एंड इट इज़ अ मूविंग स्टिकी सब्सटेंस, जैसे कि कोई जेल हो, राइट? कोई बलून है, बलून के अंदर आपने जेल कोई डाल दिया है और उसके जेल के अंदर आपने थोड़े बहुत स्पार्कल्स वगैरह डाल दिए हैं. तो ये स्पार्कल वगैरह जो आपने डाले हैं वो एक ऑर्गेनल की तरह काम करेंगे, और ये जो जेली आपने डाली है बलून के अंदर, इट विल बी लाइक अ साइटोप्लाज्म. एंड जो बलून का जो स्ट्रक्चर है, जो आउटर लेयर है, राइट, दैट विल बी दी सेल मेम्ब्रेन. So this is, you have a cell. So in that way try to understand. Many cell organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm, and cytoplasm is the medium for cellular chemical reaction. कोई भी रिएक्शन अगर सेल में होता है तो वो कहाँ होता है, साइटोप्लाज्म में होता है. सेल के अंदर हवा तो नहीं भर सकते हम, तो सेल हम हमारे अंदर हवा भरी है, यू कैन नॉट से लाइक दैट. एवरी सेल हैज़ अ साइटोप्लाज्म, दैट मीन्स इट हैज़ अ मीडियम, you can say it is a matrix sort of thing. Now the part of cytoplasm other than organelle is called as cytosol. If cytoplasm is not having any organelle in it, it is called as cytosol. तो एक ऐसा साइटोप्लाज्म जहाँ पे कोई भी सेल ऑर्गेनल नहीं है, फॉर एग्जांपल माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, न्यूक्लियस, ये सारी चीज़ें नहीं हैं, तो उसको हम कहेंगे साइटोसोल. So cytosol stores vital substances like amino acid, glucose, vitamins, and etc. So cytosol is responsible for substances like amino acid, glucose, vitamins, and etc. All right. So okay, so in animals we have cytoplasm, and it is more granular and dense, while in plants. Why? Because this is the basic difference. In cell animals, cytoplasm is more granular and dense as compared to plant cell, and it is thin and mostly pushed to the peripheral due to large central vacuole. Why? One more thing is why, because we will come to know about this also in the later video part. First, let us see what is cytoplasm. You can see that there is electron microscope, which we were talking about, very specialized electron microscope, where the thousand, even the one short image gets magnified several times. Okay, and over here you can see the onion peeling, and we have seen this slide also. You have cell onion peeling, you have cell wall, you have nucleus, you have cytoplasm, and you have vacuole. And this large vacuole is basically responsible for the storage of food in plants, and cell wall we have only in plants. Now let us talk about nucleus. So over here in the nucleus you can see nucleus is first of all double membrane. All right. So over here you have nucleus. In that nucleus you can see the pink color, which is called as nucleolus. Even nucleus has different parts, so you have nucleolus in the center. You have chromatin. All right, you have nuclear pores and nuclear membrane. So outer you can imagine nucleus as a ball, so outer layer is called as nuclear membrane, and in that nuclear membrane you have different pores, which is called as nuclear pore, and then you have nucleolus and chromatin. So we can see nucleus covered by a double layered membrane with the small pores, and these pores allow the passage of material in and out of the nucleus. So when we talk about the cell, even cell has the cell as a whole has some pores so that things can go in and go out. So similarly the nucleus also has this passage, and this passage is basically helpful for the material to either come in or go out. And nucleus has one round nucleolus and a network of chromatin fiber. Chromatin fibers are thin thread-like structures which condense to form short thick chromosomes at the time of cell division. So basically why these chromatin fibers are important, it is not going to be, see, basically when the cell divides you have to pull the DNA apart. So over there the chromatin fiber plays a vital role, all right, which we'll be seeing in the earliest and this next standard. And the basic function of the chromosomes which is present in the nucleus is they have genes, and this gene can have all the information for your body. For example, how your hair will be, whether it will be silky or the curly, or it will be black, or what the color it will be having. So that is basically all the information are there in gene, and that is why nucleus is very important, because it carries all the information. If there will be any information which is missed, so whole function, whole that part of a body will be getting affected, isn't it? So now function of nucleus is, number one is to control all metabolic activities of the cell and also the cell division. So when you have a cut in your body, again you have a new cell growth, right? And this cell growth is to a certain limit, isn't it? And this is going to get controlled by the help of nucleus, which is in the present in every cell. Yeah, so this nucleus basically is helpful in controlling the metabolic activities of the cell. So when you, as I was saying, when you have cut in your body, then you have cell growth. So you have to be quite cautious when you have cell growth in your body, because certain time what happens is the cell growth is to it happens to such an amount that you have tumor in your body, right? Or you can say some rubbery structure, or you can say some cyst formation sort of thing, right? So it is involved in the transmission of hereditary characters from parent to offspring. Obviously, if any, because your whole reproductive system, or the species, the continuation of species, is depending on this information which is there in the gene. That is why it is so important. The function of nucleus is so important because it carries all the gene and all the information is saved inside the nucleus. अगर न्यूक्लियस को कुछ हो जाता है, इस इंफॉर्मेशन जो न्यूक्लियस के पास जो जीन है, जीन के अंदर जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है, उस इन्फॉर्मेशन में अगर कुछ भी गड़बड़ी होती है तो फिर जो आने वाला जो स्पीसी है, या जो आने वाला बच्चा है, जो आने वाला फ्यूचर है, उसके साथ अगर कुछ चीज़ें कुछ गलत हो जाती है, या फिर तो फिर उसके बॉडी में कुछ ऐसे फंक्शंस हो सकते हैं जो हार्मफुल हो सकते हैं. So that is why it is very important to preserve this information, and that too without any harm. All right. So let us talk about this information that due to loss of nucleus, large quantity of hemoglobin can be accumulated in the RBC, and thereby large amount of oxygen can be transported. Because of the nucleus, RBC can be transported. यानी कि ऑक्सीजन जो है, हीमोग्लोबिन इज दी, यू कैन से, अ प्रोटीन विच इज़ रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दी ऑक्सीजन कैरिंग capacity, or you can say oxygen carrying process, and that is why which is present in the RBC, and this happens because of the nucleus. And due to the loss of nucleus of sieve tubes of the plant phloem, they become hollow, and thereby transportation of food becomes easy. So you can see how nucleus is much important. Nucleus is the major, you can say, the brain of the cell, which controls all the metabolic activities of the cell. So that is why nucleus is very very important. But this doesn't mean that different other organelle like mitochondria, ribosomes, or Golgi apparatus, these are not very important. It's not like that. We are going to see about one endoplasmic reticulum first. Let us see why after nucleus you have endoplasmic reticulum, because endoplasmic reticulum is the extended organelle with the which is attached to the nuclear membrane directly. Or you can say when nuclear membrane, you can see over here in this picture that when the outer nuclear membrane is extended to form this structure which is called as ribosome. And you can see the over here, if I point you out over here, you don't see any dots in it. So this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, while over here, as you can see, there are dots in the endoplasmic reticulum, and that is why it is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. All right. So let us see about these also. So the organelle which conduct various substances inside the cell is called as endoplasmic reticulum. And what is the function of it? We'll see this also. That ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum, has a net-like structure consisting of interconnected miniatures, tube and sheets filled with fluid. And ER is connected to the nucleus from inner side to plasma membrane from the outer side. And rough ER has ribosome granules on its outer surface. Function of ER: it is framework that supports cell conduction of protein, and toxins that have entered the body through food, air and water are made water soluble by endoplasmic reticulum and then flushed out with the from the body. So again we should just revise that ER, what is the function of nucleus? By the way, function of nucleus was to carry the heredity information, that is gene, okay, in that. And nucleus also controls all the metabolic activities of the cell. All right, nucleus is double membrane and it has chromatin fiber in it, it has nucleolus, it has a double membrane in it, and it has pores. And what is the function of ER then? ER is the extended extension which is attached to the nucleus, or you can say the nuclear membrane is extended to form endoplasmic reticulum. So the part which is quite near to nucleus, it is a rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the part which is towards the outer side, it is called a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The function is to synthesize the protein, or to make the toxins which is entered in your body through food or anything which you take in, right? Example, food, air or water, to make them water soluble so that they can be flushed out from the body, right? So, and also it is the total framework that supports the cell. It is very important. It is the framework that supports the cell. So for today only we have these two functions. Later on in the next video we will see the several other organelles as well, and we will have a discussion again on all of these cell organelles altogether. Till then, please read, and if you have any doubt, please ask me. Take care.